Hello, children, and I'm back with another poem for you. You know, I'm Elizabeth teacher. So, the poetry for you today is I Have Six Honest Serving Men by Rudyard Kipling. So, let's not waste a moment. We go to the next page. Yes. I Keep Six Honest Serving Men by Rudyard Kipling. Now, Rudyard Kipling, children, is the poet who wrote this poem, and the interesting thing about Rudyard Kipling is that he was born in Bombay. You know, that time Mumbai was called as Bombay, okay, in 1865 on 30th December. Okay, he was, of course, an Englishman, and at that time, you know, the British ruled over India. Now, he was born here, and because of that, children, he knew very well India, the jungles, the forests, and all. And he was an author, he was a journalist, he was a poet, and so he wrote many books for children, he wrote poems for children. And this poem is also from a book that he wrote for children called The Elephant's Child. Okay. Now he has written the most famous book for children that you all love, called as Jungle Book. Yes, and so all the characters of Mowgli, Sher Khan, Bagheera, Baloo the bear, all those he has brought for you. Okay, now children, so that was very interesting about him. So I just wanted to tell you. Now I will read the poem for you. Okay. I keep six honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are what and where and when, and how and why and who. I send them over land and sea. I send them east and west. But after they have worked for me, I give them all a rest. I let them rest from 9 till 5, for I am busy then, as well as breakfast, lunch, and tea, for they are hungry men. But different folk have different views. I know a person small. She keeps 10 million serving men who get no rest at all. She sends them abroad on her own affairs from the second she opens her eyes. 1 million house, 2 million wares, and 7 million whys. Okay, so we have read this poem now, children. I don't want you to by heart this poem, okay, please, but just understand it very well. So we'll go to the first stanza now. Yeah. I keep six honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are what and why and when, and how and where and who. Now, if you look here, children, you have the six honest serving men. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of honest? Honest means very sincere, very truthful. Okay. Serving men. Serving men are what we would call, children, people who serve us, like we would say servants, but I would like to use a better word, are helpers. Okay. People who help us. So they are called our helpers. So here we have the poet. He says he has got six very honest, very sincere helpers, men who help him, serve him. Now, how have they served him? They taught me all I knew. Now, these men have taught him all that he knows. Okay. Their names are what and why and when, and how and where and who. Now, if you look at what, why, when, how, where, who, these are question words. Okay, what we call WH words. They are question words. So that is why they taught me all I knew, he says, because these are the question words that he has been asking all the time, and he has got all the knowledge, all the information that he has got, children, in his life, is because these words that he has been asking all the time have helped him. So he is calling them their helpers. They are not actually real men. They are just words, what, why, when, how. But the poet has put them in such a way. He is showing them to be personified. He is showing them as persons. So that is what we call as personification. Or he is using men as symbols. They are symbolic. Okay, children, so they are personified. These words are personified to be like human beings. but they are not human beings. They are the questions that we always ask. Okay, and I think all of you ask. Let us go to the next stanza now. Here, I send them over land and sea, I send them east and west, but after they have worked for me, I give them all a rest. So here, children, now you can see the globe over here, the world over here. So he sends them over land, over sea. He sends them in all the directions, east, west, north, south. You know, when you get news from there, you get information from everywhere. So that is why he asks questions everywhere. He from our questions about land, questions about the sea, and that's how he gets all his knowledge. But after they have worked for me, I give them all a rest. So he says, after I have finished asking all my questions, I get my answers, I get my information, and then I rest, I let them rest, because then I don't ask any more questions. Okay, so that time the questions are resting. Those what, why, when, how, they are resting. Okay, here, I let them rest from 9 till 5, for I am busy then, as well as breakfast, lunch and tea, for they are hungry men. Now what the poet wants to tell us over here, children, is that from 9 till 5, he is holding a job, he is working. Now most of us work from 9 till 5, adults, okay, adult people. So they are busy from 9 till 5, they don't have time to ask questions, to know about different things, because they are having their jobs to do. So they are concentrating on their jobs. They are not bothered about what is happening in the world. So they are not asking what is happening there, why it happened, where it is, who is that. No, they are so busy and so much in their jobs. As well as breakfast, lunch and tea. Now even during breakfast, lunch and tea, children, we want to relax. You know, elders want to relax and have their lunch, their tea, their breakfast. They don't want to know about the world. They don't want to know this, that and all, because they want to rest. They are resting their brain. It's enough. Okay, so that is what. For they are hungry men. So this what, why, when, how, they are also rested at that time, because it's like these what, why, how, they are hungry, because you know, you keep asking questions, you hunger for knowledge. But at this time, adults don't want all that. So they are always, they want rest, and they allow these questions also to rest, these men also to rest. Okay, now let's go to the next. Now here, but different folk have different views. I know a person small, she keeps 10 million serving men who get no rest at all. So what the poet is telling us here, that folk means people. Now different people have different views. Views means opinions. They have their own ideas. So the poet knows of a small person. Maybe she is his daughter, or maybe she is a small girl whom he knows. And look at that small child here, children. Look at, just like you. She keeps 10 million serving men. Can you see her brain is working with all questions? Whatever she can see around her, she is having questions. Why is this so? What is this? Where has this come from? When will this go? What is happening? Who is this? See, all these questions are there in her brain. And what is happening? She is keeping all these busy in her hands. Her hands are full of 10 million questions. And so her serving men, they don't get any rest, because she is all the time questioning and questioning. So see that, okay, so many questions. I'm sure you also, as kids, you also have all these in your hands, and these are your weapons, children, for your knowledge. Okay, these are your tools. You must keep these questions with you. You must. Yeah, she sends them abroad on her own affairs. From the second she opens her eyes, 1 million hows, 2 million wares, and 7 million whys. Now look here now. As soon as she opens her eyes, she gets up in the morning, she has all her questions. Okay, she sends them everywhere, all to, just because of her affairs. She wants to find out everything. She wants to know everything. It's not for anyone. She's not making them work for others, but she wants to know everything. And that is the reason why she, the moment she opens her eyes, look at that, she is now looking at, you know, everything in scrutiny. She's wondering why, what, so many questions. And then she asks 1 million hows. How this happened? How this is? 2 million wheres. From where has this come? 2 million, she asks, where? Where is this? What is that? And 7 million whys. And children keep asking why this has happened. Why is this so? See children, this picture, if you look now, I want all of you to look at this picture. Now, what do you see there? Now, you will ask, no, you're sitting with your mummy or your papa there. You will ask, what is this? Oh, this is the hand. Your papa will say. And what is this here on the hand? That's a eggshell. So you will say, oh, eggshell, but then there has to be a chick inside, or maybe it broke and the chick has come out. Why is that flower over there? See what questions all you can ask. You will ask, no, why is that flower there? So what is this actually? What does this symbolize now? This is actually what we show, that life, no? The flower is alive. Egg, that means it is a creation, children. Life is created. So see how so many questions you will be asking just by looking at this picture, and that's why purposely I put this picture here. You also rack your brains. Come on, bring out all your hows, whys, wheres, all. Bring them out. All your millions of helpers that you have with you. You must, children, because if you do that, you will increase your knowledge. Okay? That is very important for children, to ask questions. Make your elders fed up of you, but ask questions. Okay? So now children, I have the activity sheet for you. Let us go to the activity sheet. Okay, but before that children, I just want to go back here, and I want to just tell you one thing children, that we must understand one thing, that as we grow into adults children, we stop asking questions. Then we are not bothered. We don't want to ask what is happening here. We see things happen, but we like close our eyes. हमको पूछना नहीं है ये क्यों हुआ, क्या हुआ. हमको ऐसा लगता है नहीं, बस हमारे में ही है, बस हम वी आर विथ आवर फैमिली, वी आर विथ आवर पीपल, सो व्हाई वी वांट टू बॉदर अबाउट द वर्ल्ड. कुछ भी होने दो, इट्स नॉट आवर प्रॉब्लम. एंड देन वी स्टॉप क्वेश्चनिंग, वी स्टॉप आस्किंग. बट चिल्ड्रन आर नॉट लाइक दैट. Children see one such a small thing, they will ask immediately. वो कुछ भी हो. Sometimes parents have to beat you to tell you to shut your mouth. You know, that is what happens. So it is, the poet is actually telling us this, that once we grow as adults, we stop asking, we stop thinking, we just stop thinking about everything around us. We just act blind sometimes when we see certain things. We don't question. So that is what. But children are not like that. Children are so curious, and they are so much into the world that they keep asking everything. They want to know each and everything. So you must be like that children, because then only we all will learn. Okay, it is sad that when we grow up we become like that. We become so complacent. अरे बस हो गया, no, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. But because knowledge is never ending. Okay, so now I have put up this small worksheet for you children. I hope you have understood the poem. Okay, the questions here. Answer briefly the given questions. What do the 6 serving men symbolize? I told you now, they are not actually men, but they are the questions that we ask. The poet has just personified them. The 6 serving men symbolize the questions asked by little children to satisfy their curiosity, which in turn helps them to gain knowledge. Okay? Why does the little child keep her servants busy the whole day? The child is full of curiosity and wants to learn new things. So she keeps asking questions like what, why, who, how, when and where, thus keeping them busy the whole day. So this are your questions children. 2 questions here, and there is more. See that you copy them neatly. Okay, we go to the next page. Yeah. Why do you think that elders let their 6 servants rest most of the time? Elders are busy working at their 9 to 5 jobs. They also have a fairly good knowledge of many things already. So they do not feel the need to make their servants work like little children, and like little children do, and hence let them rest most of the time. So what is happening here children is that elders are working from 9 to 5, and they have a knowledge of many things. So we think that, oh, abhi और क्यों सर खपाना, why we want more, why we want to know more. So that is what it is. So they do not feel the need to ask questions. But little children, they have to ask questions, because then they have to gain knowledge. Okay, but elders don't, and so they give a rest to these questions. Just take the next one. Now this is the exercise that what you have to do here, children. Write 6 questions beginning with the following words. Okay, here you have the words I've also put up over here in a nice picture here. Now here I have the question you have to begin is with who. Okay, Sam has a pet cat. Now you have to use who and ask a question. So who has a pet cat? Sam has a pet cat. Next, the boy carried a bag. You have to ask the question with what. Begin with what. What did the boy carry? The boy carried a bag. The rat is under the bed. Where? You have to begin your question with where. Where is the rat? The rat is under the bed. He will reach home today. Begin your question with when. When will he reach home? He will reach home today. Now what you do is the same way you will use why and how. First you will write the sentence and then use the question word why, and ask the question. Next, for supposing I will just tell you, suppose I'll give you an example, like suppose they failed because they did not study. Okay, that is the sentence. They failed because they did not study. So why did they fail? They failed because they did not study. Okay, now for how, like you can say, I came to school, I come to school by car, or I came to school by car. So you will ask, how did you come to school? I come to school by car. Have you followed, children? So that is how you can write. You can use your own. I want you to use your own mind. That is what only will make you gain your knowledge. So that is the end of the lesson, children. I hope you have understood well. Okay. So see that you go on reading it and read the poem. You don't have to by heart it, but okay, and copy all this very nicely in your notebooks. Put the date and everything. Okay. So goodbye, children. Be safe. God bless you all. Okay.